Let's check. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Yari Cartoni from Experience Plus. I'm glad to introduce you to Yvan Boudillet. He's an expert in IT entrepreneur, tech evangelist, digital entertainment expert with 15 plus years of experience, etc. So I will let him introduce himself, but I will want you to let you know how to interact with him, because we will have live interaction. But in order to do that, you will need to use the right sidebar, in which you will have the chats, polls, Q&A, and raise hands buttons. If you want to ask questions, you can write them in the Q&A button. If you want to interact directly with our speaker, you can push the raise hand button and raise your hand. So we're good to go. Yvan, please.
Great. Thanks a lot, Yari. I think you pretty much said everything about me. I have the 15 plus years in the music business. I spent them working in two major labels. So I was part of the evil side of the fence for some people. The one who potentially could have been disrupted by the digital revolution. But I think so. It was Warner Music and EMI, and I was adding innovation in France for Warner and some other topics, including everything digital for the artists to develop. And I launched my advisory company 4 years ago, and I'm all about music and technology, emerge in the music tech ecosystem with startups, but also working a lot with the music industry stakeholders, live music, especially right now for immersive live experience. And also I'm involved in different projects about data, cryptocurrencies, and NFT, which we scratch a little bit of the surface during the talk. Maybe some people will want here to dive more into that conversation about NFT. So welcome, and I'm here to chat with you, interact, and to hear your questions right now.
Yeah, I already see 8 people in our session, so please raise your hand, ask questions in the chat, Q&A, where you want. We will check them. So I will break the ice, so people are more eager to ask questions. I have seen a really fun opinion on the chat when you were doing the speech. Stefano Carsini said that the fluctuation of the cryptocurrency makes the NTF world frothy. I didn't understand the term, but interesting and frothy. What do you think about this opinion?
Okay, so for now, when it comes to music, the way to use NFT has been more about enabling direct-to-fan sales of digital items and speculation so far. Meaning, artists have not yet come with some kind of tokenization of their songs with a valuation fluctuation approach. You see what I mean? It was more kind of a new way to approach transaction, a new way to approach direct e-commerce. And every NFT as an enabler and as a kind of a fashionable enabler to do so. So the fluctuation of cryptocurrency attached with NFT value is not yet a big debate in the let's say NFT music space, but it will come really soon, because there are a lot of companies, including some let's say trade desk for rights, so music rights. So it's kind of a complex topic, but it's coming. So the question is super interesting, but it's not happening yet.
Okay. And what about, we were talking about it before, but what do you think about the boomer generation and how much they are comfortable with using technologies? What do you think will happen to them when this kind of approach will be mainstream, if it will be?
If it ever happens. So my take here is that for digital natives, or even the boomers right now, who are beyond digital natives, for them, digital is even not a word. You see what I mean? This is the normality. There is no distinction between digital and physical, pretty much. So even NFT should disappear from even the front page of the music sales of a digital item in the near future, to to my understanding of what could be the near future for them. They don't care, and I think, about NFT or blockchain or crypto. For most of them, when it comes to music, right? If they are crypto fans, they will care about it. But if they are just music fans and they are engaged with Snoop, with Kings of the Leon, they only care about what the artist brings to them. And if the artist say, okay, click it, and you can buy my you can access my live experience by, let's say, paying with credit card, or you need to go here and there to unlock an account and do NFT, blah, blah, blah. They will do the full process because they are so engaged that they will go through it, even if it is kind of tricky. So my point here is to say, if you release a project in the music field with NFT, you need to be as much non-crypto as possible. You need to just talk about music, and crypto is just a mean. It's not the purpose. So boomers, I think they will join the movement pretty soon, because also most of the platform using NFTs as we speak for music, they have this approach of making this super accessible for the average person, including the boomers.
So you think the purpose will be the pushing for this kind of thing?
I hope so. It will be about the experience and the product, not about the crypto technology behind it, because to me it is not the purpose by itself. Even blockchain is not a topic for itself. It is a tool, or is it a protocol that enables application. If we talk for days about blockchain, it means we have a problem with what we want to solve for itself. Blockchain is, it is like talking about electricity when we are talking about electric cars.
Okay. So it's a little bit cloudy nowadays, but I think in the next months or maybe years it will be standard. So
I guess so.
Maybe,
For now, it's a little bit cloudy, as you say.
I have a question in the Q&A. Elisabetta Percivati said it's concerned about the ecological side of NFTs.
Yes.
And what do you think about the impact of this technology will have? What is the bad side of the NFTs?
So good question. And because if you refer to that, it means you know a little bit about what it is and what it implies. So yes, because when you do need to do NFT sale, you need to mint and to mint every single piece of, let's say, smart contract that goes with the acquisition and the ownership of this digital piece of art, which used to be just an email before, or a piece of paper. So yes, the impact of on the ecological impact is quite significant. So when some artists are going for that, saying, hey, this is more direct, this is more transparent, this is better, maybe they should also be, for some of them, concerned with that impact. We don't know yet the real impact. And also if we talk about the first example I brought during the keynote, which is Don Diablo doing a live experience using NFT, it's a kind of a balance to be found here, because maybe doing live experience is better for environment online, because you don't travel, your carbon footprint is lower, because you don't need to travel anymore to go to a live gig. But on the other end, if any ticket has to be minted to allow people to attend that virtual live gig, what is the balance at the end of the day, bottom line? And this we don't know yet. So good question. Most of the companies doing those NFTs are not talking too much about that, but the good news is artists are concerned about that topic, that may raise consciousness about this moving forward. So let's hope we do not forget that moving forward. So good point.
Yeah. Maybe it's more cryptocurrency related because of the mining thing than on the NFTs. Yeah.
But it's more about the cryptocurrency. Yeah,
they're strictly related. So I have another question here from Stefano Carzini. How can you make democratic NFTs in the music industry if it's actually a one-time certificate of property when you buy the experience? So there is more a social question, more a
it's I think we discussed that, Yari, a little bit before opening the floor. So democratic, there is many signification in that word, but there is two things: democratic for the fans and democratic for the artist. and let's answer in a one sentence for each. From the artist perspective, for now, NFT is supposed to be super cool and democratic because no intermediaries, no middlemen in between artist and fan, but it is not because of the technology, so just because of the audience you need to do that kind of thing, and the kind of also access to technology that you need to get. So the average artist is pretty much not able to come up with an NFT because he doesn't have enough fan to do so. So this is not quite democratic yet. Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp are more democratic in that sense because every single artist on the planet can upload his album on that platform and sell it to the close circle with a credit card. That's it. And here we go, because it's more accessible as a technology. So not yet democratic to everyone. And from a fan perspective, pretty much the same questions as the one we also discussed, Yuri, and you told me about, like the boomers. I think there is more democracy out there for the fans, because then it opens up the capacity of ownership of something really special from an artist to everyone across the globe. So then it's more interesting. So it's moving from the kind of Spotify access model. So you have everything for $10 per month. But if you want to go in a more direct to your artist relationship, now it will be possible with NFTs and such to be the owner of something really special, or maybe to access something really special for everyone using NFT as really, again, a layer of technology, not the purpose, pretty much easily, and to own something that can potentially gain value over time, which is quite new. And this is the new thing with NFT compared to any kind of other transaction mode. If you buy a piece of art of that artist right now, it can gain value over time, meaning every single fan in the world can become an investor in a way, which is a way to make it democratic. So you see what I mean? From an artist perspective, not sure. From a fan perspective, I guess there is something to be built upon that, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the accessibility, and I think it's related to how soon it will affect the mainstream market. Because if it's not accessible, it cannot affect the mainstream market at all. How soon do you think this will happen? Do you have an opinion on that? Do you think we are 1 month, 1 year? Don't know.
So it depends of which platform will bring that to at scale. Meaning, okay, if it is only artist to fan, direct, not going through a major platform, a major distributor, I think it will not become anytime mass market. So okay, to say that if Spotify is launching a kind of a NFT powered artist to fan monetization facility, even not mentioning NFT again, like just, hey, you are on Spotify, you pay €10 per month for everything, and on top of that, maybe you can upgrade your experience with that artist, access something special, a kind of a fan club experience, or get that piece of content which is special, unique, rare. Then we can talk about massive mass market. And because most of the new forms of consumption, usually they come through a vast and several, like 1 to 3 key global players for distribution of it. It is not something that is, this principle of network distribution, it cannot apply to music as we speak, because this is not like using Visa in every shop in the world.
Okay.
Because music for now is really concentrated when it comes to distribution. Like they are like really gatekeepers, like Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon with Amazon Music and Twitch. If those platforms that do not use NFT in the future, I think it will hardly reach massive critical mass.
Yeah. I wanted only to let the people know that are seeing us that it's not a talk between us. They can interact directly with you. They have a raised hand button on the bottom of our faces. It's down there. So you can interact when you want, or write your question in the Q&A section.
Okay? And not only about NFT, if you want to talk about virtual realities and live streaming, I'm up for it, because I've been working a lot on this, by the way.
Yeah, it's your chance to interact with Yvan for anything you want.
Yeah, music related. If you want to talk about esport or cooking French cuisine, I'm not the guy. But
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, what do you think are the challenges NFT is facing right now, and what will be the challenges that needs to be solved in the next year? Don't know if you have an opinion on that.
So the current challenges, I would say, as we already discussed, for now, adoption, and just after that, when it will be more massive, a regulation. Because now, for now, it's really direct to fan interaction, and this is really isolated and few cases. But when it will become more, some kind of a commodity over time, it will need to get not regulated from a market perspective, but also from a rights management perspective. Because music is kind of special when it comes down to rights management. It has been complicated so far. It will be still complicated moving forward. Even if the good news is that, so if you are not familiar with the music, let's say, industry, you have recording rights, so the rights attached with the master, so the song itself with the singer on it, whatever, and you have the rights for the composer and the lyrics and the parts. And those two are not the same. They are not the same right owner, and this is quite complicated to manage. So if you apply NFT sales direct to fan, whatever, to piece of music, for now it's okay, because only the biggest artist or the one who owns their own music, the property, the ownership of it, can afford to do that. But when it comes to, let's say, every artist on the planet, it's more complicated, because then their rights are owned by their label, by some other third parties, so it becomes like a mess. And it will be one of the challenges, right management. And I think the other one will be pretty much about who will be the key gatekeepers in the field. Because for now, it's an artist to fan, pretty spontaneous move with like super, let's say, bottom-up platform, like startup helping them to do so. But so it's a kind of paradox. If Amazon and Spotify goes for that, it will break mass adoption, but then it will ask a question about independence of artists on the way. So how independent they remain about the control of their rights and the control of their content. So it's kind of again a big question mark moving forward. Is it better to have massive distribution with the kind of Spotify, so in between artist and fan, or do we need only super indie artist to fan approach, and one artist one by one, and with a better control of your art?
So this is the perspective from the artist, and I have a question identical, but from the consumer perspective. Elisabetta Persivati is concerned about how many years we will have an everyday life in which we can buy and sold digital items with NFTs in an easy way. I don't know if you have a view on that.
I think it can be pretty. It can go pretty fast to be for the first layer to buy to have the fans to become investors and potentially approach NFT in a speculation way. I think it might be 3 years, but also it will be marginal. It will be if you take a pyramid like this, you have the passive fan, so every single person on the planet who will say I love music, but they never spend too much money on it. You have the, let's say, active fans, the one who are paying for one album, one ticket a year with their favorite artist, and you have the top engaged fan. And even among those ones who are like even 5% of the average of the global population, you will have only few people on the really top who will be keen to go for collectibles, digital items in an NFT mode, and even speculation. So I think the adoption is not a matter of technology or platform. It will be more, yeah, guys, as a fan, do I really want to do that?
Yeah, of course. But Can I switch another time the question? For companies, it's the right time to begin to switch to this kind of business model, or you think that it will be a later adoption from big companies? Don't mention Spotify, the big names, but also the smaller ones. Do you think there is a way for them to take the step and I don't know, the leap?
Yes. This is the right time because artists are ready also to go for it. So to propose like exciting stuff to be bought, which is interesting. It's not only like they take their existing music and they put it on NFTs, and this is not interesting at all because you have already the same thing for free on YouTube. So it's interesting because there is big creativity going on, and also this is now that you need to jump in the market to make because I think even in 1 year it will be more consolidated, and it might be too late to find some kind of room in the market. Also, just to say that it's not only there is a big bubble and a lot of money to be taken and take the money and run. It's also because if you want to play a role in defining the rules, you need to start now. Meaning experimenting new way to not only sell music with NFT, but think about new application of NFTs beyond digital items. Like, what about social tokens, meaning tokens associated with the fan engagement and not only the product, as I discussed during the keynote. New way to approach fan club, so Patreon way, subscription to an artist beyond a product. You see what I mean? Because artists can afford to do that, saying, hey, you can pay me whether with credit card, fair enough, but you can also buy some kind of your fan badge, and you will become one part of the not the elite, but the selected group of people who have access to really the upper version of the fan experience with me as an artist, including some regular push of content, including some talks, including some access like cameos and like discussion. And maybe NFT will just be a mean to say, hey, we have only 100 seats for that like super upper level, and those seats you can resell it like as a kind of second market for ticketing and live gigs. You have a super high premium seat in a theater, you can resell it. That pretty much it could be the same for access to the super fan zone, something like that. I don't know, but so it's exciting, but it starts really now because it moves really fast, and there are a lot of players, even some existing platform. There is one maybe some people know here called Ditto Music. Ditto Music is a, let's say, music distribution platform, pretty big for independent artists and electro music, as they just launched an NFT feature for the artist to become more, as we said, let's say, not mass market, but accessible for the average artist. So this is the time, yes.
Okay. And once more, a provocative question. What is the real difference between NFTs and the older or the current contract licensing terms? What do you think will be, or are right now, the advantages on adopting the NFTs technologies? There is a real I don't know, ease of use from a licensing term, contract term, or I don't know.
No,
there is no kind of difference. So
there is a big difference, but
okay.
It is not as we speak. This is not the main difference. The main difference nowadays it's because it's fashionable, and again I will say it again, but the way NFTs are used in the music field right now is not taking advantage of every features of what NFT can propose, meaning tokenization of songs, fluctuation, and like the valuations that can change over time, and that. It is more like, hey, I have a sale for a collectible and a kind of a super exclusive piece of content. Here it is, and by the way, this is NFTs. That you can do with a credit card and period. There is no need to do this on NFT for most of the stuff we've seen so far. It's more because the artists want to experiment to experiment and take advantage of that kind of trend, to be honest. But they can do really more. And I guess NFT is just the surface of that big movement. The biggest wave that is to come is the tokenization of songs. Meaning, as a fan, you become an investor. You see what I mean? So you bring money
of course.
It's a new approach of crowdfunding.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a little bit a shift of paradigm. Okay.
Yes, because when you buy a song, you invest in that song, and you become a co-owner of the rights.
Yep.
Which is really then game changing, compared to just acquiring a piece of content and you put that on your shelf.
And this answers also to the democratic thing, because right now we have a usability problem, but in the way you put it now, it's more democratic. I can share the effort with the artist,
exactly,
promote him without any much of an effort as possessing only the NFT. So
yes, and it was already there were some trials for that kind of approach before NFTs on the blockchain. The first in line was Björk, this crazy artist, and it was 4 years ago, or even before that. She released a album on iTunes, on Spotify, but also another version direct to fan on the blockchain, and the every single fan acquiring that version of the album that could be acquired through credit card, but also Bitcoin, I think, as far as I remember. They were not only getting the album as an MP3 or whatever, they were also getting access to a 1-year fan clubs.
Interesting.
Meaning this idea of accessing more than the content, but accessing a direct relationship with the artist.
But it's related to hard fans audience.
That's exactly the same. I think, to me, it targets only the top of the pyramid for now, because you need to know that most of the music consumers are passive. Ask yourself the question, like you pay maybe a lot of money right now because of the new models and the new paradigms like Spotify, Apple Music. It's more than $100 a year to be a subscriber, but it doesn't make you an active fan. Meaning you pay just to listen to music, and you listen to music on the radio. And yes, some people buy tickets when the live shows will be back. But to go a little bit beyond, and like even buying T-shirts and buying collectibles items, it's really only for the top tier of a fan. So if you take those and you add the criteria filter geek, tech savvy, oh man, this is like 0.1% of the fan crowd. I guess this is not for everyone for now.
So to sum up all the things that we said right now, do you think it's only a matter of market disruption, so people need to get acquainted, used to this kind of a new approach, or if there is something that companies can do to help that? And also maybe there is a cultural difference between countries that maybe some countries are more, I don't know,
ready or tech savvy or open to that. Okay, I would say something that for me, the capacity to have a successful approach of NFT in music is more about how you articulate the offering. So your ability to propose something that deserve to be acquired, whatever the form of transaction you use. So to be, again, like NFT really as a commodity, we don't care even of NFT. It's about like Don Diablo or some like, if the album is great, if the content is, the experience is great, then NFT will follow, and you will get the chance to educate your consumers about what doesn't bring more. But if you just come with NFT as the first word, and then, oh, by the way, we have good music to offer you, or by the way, we have a good live virtual experience to offer you, I think it will not go as fast as you will expect to be. Or you will only target the crypto experts, and which is, and then you need to be more in a speculation discussion than a music experience discussion. So far, the most important thing, and I guess most of the people attending this conference are into the let's say mixed reality or XR world. It has to be about the experience first, and NFT as maybe something to unlock new experience, not the way around. So if it is about NFTs first, it will be a failure to me.
Okay, so maybe the experiments that you said Epic Games done with the concerts in the game
Yes.
Are the way of pushing this kind of approach.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
exactly. And gaming companies, if they turn to use that kind of technology to unlock extra features, so you are playing in a game, a freemium game, and there is a room of an artist, whatever, and if you maybe unlock some potential experience with NFT or some other kind of monetization or virtual currency, here we go. There is some things that people understand, and hey, by using that, I get that. You see what I mean? There is a trigger. There is also a reward. If it is only to talk about crypto all day long, this is doomed. No music fan will ever stick to that. So this is also something really important for if there is any music startup in there. When you go to the market with your product, forget about the startup bullshit. Talk about music and experience and usage. Don't talk about how disruptive you are to the world, because I guess the fans, they don't care. And yeah.
Do you think the innovative approaches that are used by Epic Games, by other artists, are the ones that are somehow made a break for the NFTs escalation? Because maybe they are not as we said before, for older generation, but they are for the I don't know, millennials, or maybe even more. So
let's make it clear, because Epic Games and such, Roblox, are not using NFT so far. So they could unlock the full potential of that kind of technology, because they have, I guess, the highest level of engagement with both gaming experience and music engagement, which is like the best you can get. So they may have the opportunity to unlock that potential. Right now, this is not the case. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that if some companies are ready to explore that in a kind of and with a good marketing approach, and not too geeky and such, but really put the experience on top, they can make a difference. But then again, the competition will be tough, because you will find a lot of free version of in-game experience being developed by artists partnering with games. So the competition will be tough, meaning at the end of the day, it's also a matter of the attention economy. So a fan, he has only 24 hours a day, and if he is able to enjoy a live gig of his favorite artist, Lil Nas, is in Roblox for free, or to buy some kind of art, you know how it works in Roblox. You can buy your virtual outfit with the Roblox not crypto, but currency. Why the heck will it go to another room, because he already spent all his money to buy like virtual item of his best favorite artist, with some more complex setup, and like the consumer journey is more tricky because it has to be paid in cryptos. So again, make it like super simple and make it all about the experience. And also think about scarcity, meaning it has to be unique. And so even though you cannot you force the users to adopt that technology, because there is no other mean to access that very product and that very experience. This is a key, because if you just propose the same kind of thing with a kind of a bonus with NFT, no, it will not ever work. So if you have crazy virtual realities experiences, maybe to unlock, maybe you could think about using NFT as a kind of another layer of your way to bring it to the market, if and only if there is a mean to do that, because it will be a long-term approach. NFT is valuable if you consider your experience as something that can be that can last. If it is only to sell a ticket, use Eventbrite. You don't need NFT, guys. You see what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a more complex thing that the ones that they pushed up to us from the social or the news. Yeah. I totally agree. But I want to remember to users that they can interact with us. So sorry, but it becomes a dialogue between us. But they have the chance to interact. They can raise hand with the button under there. There are 5 minutes left, so take the chance.
Please
if you
come
want.
on, or take a chance to tell me about your project, guys.
Yeah.
You may have questions, but also tell me about what you do. And if you are here, maybe you are interested in developing some stuff in music, or you're already working in the field, tell me about it. Or do you want any advice regarding your project? Let's take the chance to make it happen. I don't know.
Yep, let's wait for them. So but only to occupy time, but I'm waiting for a user to interact. The fact is that the more we talk about it, the more it seems that the democratizing of these NFTs things are more depending on big companies. So it's not so democratic. It's a little bit of paradox. What do you think about that?
So it will depend on two things: the big companies and the top level artists. Also, I think there are some kind of middle-sized companies that could be game changer as a kind of a step up. Like if you know Bandcamp in the music field, Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It's one of the leading platforms for emerging artists, enabling artists to have a direct to fan e-commerce relationship and also CRM and whatever, so they can sell their music, e-commerce, t-shirts, vinyls. They can do streaming and live streaming right now. Maybe if Bandcamp comes up with NFT also feature, it will unlock a potential for emerging artists to do that with their core fans. It will not be a mass market adoption yet, but it will be a step up. And also, I think if we have like more and more like top level artists doing, coming up with NFT, but not only doing that to take the money and run, but they come with some like really valuable offers and products and experience, then it might change the game also.
Okay.
I think so. There is kind of a responsibility on the artist side not to burn the soil too fast, because there is a potential here that is pretty real. But if artists are only going for, hey, I have a crappy GIF. I can make millions out of it because there is a hype. This is not good. Lucky for them if they can make millions out of it, but it will kill the vibe, and it will potentially impeach the potential of that technology to become something tangible and useful for the artists moving forward, to monetize their work in another way.
Yeah,
so it's a matter of the big platform, the middle one, to also make it more stable, and the biggest artists to be responsible in their approach moving forward, because again, the backlash could be quite hard if there are too many artists doing that, like getting super rich, because right now, don't forget that we are in the middle of the pandemic.
Yep.
Most of the mid-size artists and the small artists, they are just struggling like never. This is super hard for the small artists right now to make a living. So if the top level artists are just getting super rich with like virtual GIF they sell for millions, we will have a problem as a community pretty soon. And so NFT will not be trusted by the artist and neither by the fans. So it will be over. So it's the three components, let's say: the artist, the middle-sized artist-centric services, and the big ones.
So Yvan, I need to interrupt you. Sorry, but this was an interesting matter, but we need to switch.
Cool.
We will end this session. Sadly, we have another.
How do you protect your work from somebody else? Token. Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Last question, quick, please.
Well, I don't have the answer. This is quite complicated because since it is not democratized and it is not mass market, you cannot see everything right now. That's why I think we need that kind of approach to be massive in global platform like YouTube, because YouTube, you like it or not, they use technologies like content ID, fingerprints that enables to match rights against owners of the rights. If this is not perfect, there is a lot of to be improved, but it works. In the token world, this is pretty still dark not dark web, but
there is no DRM.
No. So
thing.
this is quite complicated. So yeah, there is no way to fingerprint and trace that. There might be, and some companies I'm in touch with are already ready to go for that kind of not certification, but they can scrap the web and look out for every version of a song by fingerprinting it. But the difference is tokenization. The song is not available yet before you buy it.
Yeah.
So how do you control that? This is not possible. So there is just a problem to do that. So super good question, because I guess the black market will be like huge moving forward if there is nothing to solve that problem. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I need to quit the session. I invite all the people right here with us to go to the lounge and network each other. Yvan, thank you for your time. Appreciated. Really cool speech and really cool interaction. Really. Thank you, everybody, and see you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye.